Hello all and welcome to our weekly episode of the Marvel Superheroes episode 5, and in this week, same as previous one, we will be checking the 15 draft decks that I did end up on drafting in the previous week. As I did do in the previous episode, I did dedicate it to one card. In this week and I will be doing it the same. I won't be going through every deck that I did draft and like talking about it, but I would rather choose the two decks that did kind of leave the mark to me, and then I will talk about a single card that did leave maybe the hugest impression in those decks and in this weekend. As I did see, there is actually 2 more weeks that I will be able on doing this, since the Marvel Superheroes is lasting for 16 more days. So I guess we might get to draft deck like 100, and then I guess when the final weekend is, we could maybe talk a bit about like how I felt about the format, which things I did like and did not like, but when the time comes, I guess we will see. So without further ado, let's go check the two decks that I do want to show you, and later on we will have a part where I will show you the rest of the decks where you can see all that we did have in the weekend. The first deck that I do want to like show you, or maybe talk a bit more about it, was this like John deck that we ended up playing. 2 rares we did have were the Wrecking Crew and the Wolverine. And one of the cards that did impress me, which aren't the rares, were the Ninja of the Hand. This was like a pretty good grindy deck, which was actually trying to get to the late game, and then actually use the Ninja of the Hand as like a clean 2-for-1 card. It does have the pretty decent body as like a Death Toucher, and then yet again the power up ability means that if we do get a mana to it, we will actually have a card that is always a 2-for-1. You take 1 card from the hand, and maybe when it does trade or they use a removal so that they can pass, you actually get a 2 cards out of it. This card played really well with a decoy ploy, because we did have a lot of heroes in the deck, and then yet again this one is a villain that we can always choose to return. Card did have some like really cool scenarios where we were actually like taking the cards away on the upkeep, like we have the mana, opponent has no cards, and then you go to their upkeep after the draw step, of course, you make them discard and then like make them have nothing yet again. So the card did felt really good. We played 4 of them in this deck and in the next one that I will show, and the card just felt like a pretty decent card in this like Black Variant decks. This one, comparing to the previous one, did not have a way of like returning it, but it was rather I mean, it didn't have decoy ploys as a way of returning it, since the deck didn't have any heroes. But this one did have like a Kang and a leader, and this one was just making sure that we will be getting to the later game where we can actually make sure that we do end up on using this. So card felt pretty decent in the weekend. I did really like it. In both of the decks that I'm showing you, we ended up playing 4 copies of, which maybe in this deck might be a bit better because we have like double Baron, and with a double Baron you have a possibility of playing this one 10-4 and using the power up ability. So yeah, definitely a card that did leave the impression to me for the when it comes to like a card of the weekend, and I won't be talking much about it on how exactly it played, because I do plan on uploading the both of the decks that you do see here now. There will be a video coming up next week where I will show you these 2 decks, how they ended up playing, and then you can see it for yourself how the Ninja of the Hand played in actually those decks. Other than the 2 decks, same as in previous one, the offer still stays. In the next segment where I will actually show you all the decks that I did draft, you can leave a comment on this video, and then if any of the decks you would want to see the draft portion or the gameplay, feel free to leave a comment on this video so I can see myself do the video editing and then upload the runs on the YouTube. Yet again, much appreciate the watch. If you did like it, this weekend video as well, leave a comment on the things you did like, subscribe if you like it here to maybe see the future videos as well, and until the next week where we showcase the 15 other decks or even maybe more, stay tuned. Cheers, have a good one, and see ya. Bye bye.